Okay, welcome into my toy shop. I'm working this 2020 Chad Finchum, number 49, LasVegas.net, roof claim. And so you can see what I've gotten applied already on these decals that are the laser sharp decals. Very thin, but they seem to line up pretty well. I've got all of that on so far. I'm ready to do the hood and the driver's side here. So let's see what we've got. Now, with the laser sharp, these are really thin. So what I like to do is cut them out. So I could lay this on there like this, but I don't really like to do that when they're so thin, and I can easily cut out each of these decals separately. So I'm going to do that right now and get them in the water. And because they're so light, because they're white, it's hard to see. Got to make sure you don't cut through them. Trying to keep these I think I maybe I keep the roof, the logo, and that together. Maybe I do that because they're kind of centered. Let's see how that works on the paper already. But yeah, welcome in. As you may know, I make custom NASCAR diecast that you can't find in the stores. So these customs must be handmade in order for people to add these types of cars to their collection. And they get, what is like a one-of-a-kind car that very few people have. So yeah, that's this channel is largely about here. Try to keep the work surface as clean as possible. Got some distilled water here that I put this in. Doesn't take too long for the laser sharp to get ready to apply. Alright, so what I have here is the side decal. I've already trimmed here just a little bit for the spoiler. I confess I may have cut a little bit too much, so we'll see what it looks like when I get it on. But I'm not going to wet this whole thing because I want to cut out where the driver's window is and get rid of this space. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm kind of cutting right along this area here, separating that out right there. Like so. And then come up along here. Try to trim this along. This is a little tricky. Like so. Okay. So now I got this whole piece here. And I'm going to put this in. I'll only cut just a little sliver right here in case that needs to wrap. Okay. Let's get this in the water. It'll curl. That's okay. We'll flatten her out when she comes out. Just got to be careful with that. This thin decal here. Got to be careful with that. Okay. All right, so get rid of this. I want to cut out this little B pillar. Toyota logo. Alright, and then I want to salvage this piece that goes along the door. Not sure how that works out. Sometimes they come up short, and yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll see what it looks like. So I printed off some labels, and this is what I'm doing here. I like to mount some of these cars in those repurposed, what I call repurposed M2 display cases, and I like to print these off. I just get some paper at Walmart. It's just a sticker paper, premium sticker paper, and then work them up in Google Docs and print them off. Gotta size them just right though. Alright, so let's get this guy on here. Yeah, he's ready. So I painted this with the Rust-Oleum Hunter Green, and I'm pretty happy with it. Pretty happy with how that color turned out. Nice. I like that. Okay, let's try this. This guy that goes on the side. Bring it over a little bit more. Kind of spans across the hood. The hood on these Toyotas is curved towards the front. They seem to be, you know, like if you look at this Chevy Camaro, see that? See the hood is more of a rectangle there. This thing really cuts in, so the decal's not going to be totally on the hood there. Kind of half on, half off. Okay, let's try this side. Now the key here is Let's get this symmetrical. Trying to look at the distance here. That okay, I think I go up a little bit. All right, I like it. I like it. All right, now here comes the fun part. So this is ready. Yeah. Okay. So because most of the decal is back here, I'm going to kind of lift from this side. Get it started here. Don't fall on me. Just trying to gently lift this out of there. There we go. Get that up on its own. And we'll get this guy in place. Got to be careful using my metal tweezers here. I don't want to rip the decal. Kind of just treating it really carefully. Alright, so let's keep maneuvering this guy around. And if it were to get stuck or dry, you just put a little bit more water on it. Be patient with it. Okay. This little area right here is always a pain to try to get flat. So right there. This is going to take a little bit. It's going to take a minute. Okay, now let's get some more water out of this area. Now if you noticed, I had this large roof decal and I had a couple strips along this side of the roof line, and that was because I trimmed the roof decal, had a little extra that I put over here to just provide some coverage in case this doesn't do it all. So that was why you saw that white strip there. And these are so thin, you don't really need any microsole. They can form pretty well. They're so thin. That's why they're called laser sharp from Pato's. Just trying to get these wrinkles out. Okay. Okay. Pretty happy with that. All right. Alrighty, let's get this little last couple pieces here. This B pillar. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see if this little guy is going to stretch. I don't know. Not sure how this is going to work here. If this is long enough. What? Ooh, yeah, it'll work. Okay. Yeah, you never know. Sometimes they're long enough and sometimes they're not. Nice. Cool. I'm real happy about that. It turned out pretty well. Pretty well. If I don't screw it up back here, it's just buckling here a little bit. There she is, guys. Now if you notice, I had painted black. I painted the spoiler black and before I put the decals on, and this little shark fin area here black. I'll get some coats of sealer on it, and then I'll score these roof lines a little bit better so they're a little bit more defined, and I'll probably use my Sharpie to do that, and then she'll be done. She'll be done. Pretty cool car. I'm never made this car before, and just got the one decal set from Simon when we were swapping decals, and yeah, gonna make it. So let's build the case here. So I've got these M2 cases. Hold on a second, let me pause it and I'll get one and come back. Alright, so here's the case. There's a couple different styles. This style is not as prominent as the other style that I normally use, but I buy them and they typically come with the little hardware that's in there, this couple screws and stuff, but I don't use that. I just trash it. And you know, sometimes these are used, right? Somebody had the car mounted there and took it off, and yeah. So what I do is I'll drill out these posts, and then we'll trim that label down, and then we'll stick it on. So let's do that. Piece of cake. Now it's flat. Drop the screw there. Alright, so now it's just a matter of, it's a very thin, not very tall. What is that? Is that a, looks like that's a sticker on there. There is. It's not normally a sticker that I recall. Oh wow, look at that. That's funny. Did not realize they had stuck a sticker on there. Okay, so I'll clean this off. Yeah, there may be a little bit of residue there you clean off, but okay. Now, I don't have a whole lot of room on either side. So yeah, we're just going to trim this guy down. Trying to cut as straight as possible. Walking the straight and narrow is tough. It's easy to live a crooked life. That doesn't take any discipline. You want to live a straight, narrow, righteous, and godly life. It takes discipline. Just like cutting a straight line. It's an interesting thought. You can cut crooked real easy, real fast and easy, right? You want something straight, you want something nice. You gotta take your time. Do it right. Think about it. And there we go. There we go. Okay, like I said, we'll let this guy dry, and then we'll eventually mount it to this case, like so. Yeah, that'll be a sweet, sweet custom that very few people have in their collection. So yeah, well, that's what I do, guys. Enjoy making these little cars in my toy shop. Show you how I do it and try to get them into the hands of the collectors who will appreciate having something that very few people have. So alright guys, God bless. Appreciate you watching, subscribing, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Out here.